Well, we don't need to talk about the 2019.
No, we don't. And now I would think people
it's pretty rough.
Are excited to just get back in the stadium.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
And feel some semblance of normalcy. I mean, there's still plenty to remind us that it's not normal, but that part could feel pretty normal.
Simple. This is one of the things that we always like to go through, and it honestly may be the intriguing piece to this week's game. It's been a lot of good Big Ten games, and there was one last night. There will be a whole bunch today. I'm just going to go down and get your thoughts on a few. So,
okay,
Michigan State and Northwestern last night. Well, actually, let's start Thursday. Ohio State, Minnesota. Ohio State pulls away late, wins 45-31. What was your kind of thought on that one? Minnesota tough?
Yeah, it's interesting how people are reacting to that game. A lot of praise lavished on Minnesota. Minnesota is strong up front.
Yeah.
It looks like they're going to lose Mo Ibrahim for
probably the season.
Yeah, probably the season. That affects that conversation greatly. But Minnesota did look like a team that could threaten to win the West to me.
Yeah.
Ohio State looks a notch below the Clemsons and the Alabamas.
I would say so too, but
Georgias of the world,
so
I think.
They get Oregon next week.
Yeah, I'll tell you more.
And they're working in a quarterback still. So I wouldn't shut the door on them.
No, I wouldn't. They're explosive as hell.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
They're really explosive. Really explosive. I mean, that Travion Henderson that came in late and had took that swing past 70 yards.
I thought Williams, their first running back that had the long run, that guy was.
They have serious explosion on offense. I mean, they really do. Now, if you're Ohio State, now you worry a little bit about the fact that Minnesota was able to line up and run at them.
Yeah.
That's
what they do.
Yeah, they do. But I don't think Ohio State. I was a little surprised Ibrahim was able to average over 5 yards a carry against them before he went out. He had 163 yards in 3 quarters.
He's a good pack.
See, Ohio State's, I mean, yeah. But if you're Ohio State, you look at that and say, man, if they can do that, if Minnesota can do that, what's that going to look like if we get in the Final Four,
Michigan State takes down Northwestern last night, 38-21. There's some curiosity about Michigan State going into this year. They bring in a whole bunch of transfers. That's increasingly looking like a really important game for Nebraska coming up in a couple weeks. Northwestern, most people thought they would be down, but there's always the Northwestern factor. They did not look good last night.
Yeah,
38-21 is the final.
Yeah, 38-21. It was a hard game. When those teams play, it's hard to tell.
Teams, for sure.
Yeah, it's hard to tell who's good and who's not in that game.
Yeah,
it
gets ugly.
Yeah, it's kind of ugly football. That's the way.
That's what it was last year when Michigan State beat them, and Northwestern was like a top 10 team.
I think that I was looking to see what Michigan State looked like up front on defense, and I thought they looked good. Their defense is good.
They'll be tricky. Yeah. They'll be tough for Nebraska in a couple of weeks. Penn State, Wisconsin today. Winner here is the top challenger to Ohio State. That's at least how I would view it.
It's going to be a close game. Lee Sterling was on the morning show early break the other day, and he picked Penn State, which I like the pick. I'm not sold on Mertz.
He was up and down last year.
Right. And Wisconsin's offense was mostly down, necessitating that Paul Chryst take it over, basically take over the quarterbacks, take over the play calling, and be the head coach.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't.
I always wonder how that's going to go.
I could see Penn State winning, like a 24-21 game. If Clifford can kind of rally from last year, turn it around. Penn State has probably more talent overall than Wisconsin. I could see Penn State winning that game.
Well, that's the theme. So I want to get to the Iowa-Indiana game in a second, but I want to take a side and ask you about just the Week 1 Big Ten games and how you feel about that idea. I mean, we went through a couple of those important ones, and it's just like, well, you really want – I mean, it was that way for Nebraska, obviously, against Illinois. You just kind of wonder what you're going to get. And then you have an important game right out of the gate.
Oh, gosh, yes.
It makes it tough. It makes it entertaining for us to watch, but these are really important games right out of the gate.
I know they are.
Teams.
Yeah, and openers by nature are kind of scary. Then when you add in the fact you're playing a tough team like Iowa, Indiana, Penn State, Wisconsin, it's fascinating.
Yeah,
it's great for the Big Ten. I think. I'm looking forward to seeing. I say that I haven't watched. I wasn't full disclosure, I was in Omaha speaking on Thursday night, so I didn't see all of that Ohio State-Minnesota game. I watched it back a little bit.
You get the gist of it, though.
Yeah, I got the gist of it for sure.
The week one games are. I wonder if they'll load. If there's one critique for me, I would just like to see less of them.
Really?
As it feels. I mean, it's good, but I just feel like you could put all the kind of attention on one game. It maybe devalues the like we have these important non-conference games too that we still want to care about, but it doesn't, like then we have these conference games. So Penn State, Wisconsin, that's cool. Do that one, Indiana, Iowa, maybe that wasn't supposed to be big and that's kind of why they ended up there. But maybe do you remember a couple of years, I gave this example when Schaefer and I were talking about it the other day. Remember that year, it was a couple of years ago, Northwestern and Purdue opened up on that Thursday, and nobody really cares about Northwestern or Purdue nationally, but everyone was kind of watching the game. It was the same thing with Nebraska and Illinois in week 0. And that was a huge game for those teams, and then people on the outside kind of get to watch it. Yeah. And now I don't know if it's diluted. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's maybe overstimulation is the right. I don't know. There's a lot going on in this.
I never considered that till right now.
Yeah,
but I guess I understand where you're coming from. It feels a little bit like you're complaining
I'm not
because your milk is too cold.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I got to find something.
Is your soup too hot?
Yes.
I'm
not patient enough to let it cool down.
Yeah, I kind of understand what you're saying. It is a magnificent weekend of college football.
It is, sure. And above all, we like watching good games as consumers. It's just interesting how it works out for those teams in the context of their seasons.
Yeah, it is.
It throws a big punch into it right away.
It really does.
That's for sure. Connor Happer, Steve Sipple with you here on the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show, live from Tipsy Tina's at 8th and Q in the Haymarket. A lovely Saturday morning. Nebraska due to take on Fordham momentarily. All right, Sipple.
Okay.
Nebraska's offense today.
Okay.
What do we need to see from Adrian Martinez and company?
Well, you want to see more accuracy from Adrian.
Yeah. How much do you think they'll actually throw?
Not a lot. I think but when they do, you want to see. I keep using the word crisp, and I keep using the word clean.
Yes.
There's no reason, Happer, today that Nebraska should have trouble executing and staying clean, because Fordham shouldn't stress you physically, right?
No,
probably won't stress you mentally. I'm not being disparaging towards Fordham. It's a tough situation for Fordham.
Yeah.
There's built-in disadvantages. So Nebraska if Nebraska's sloppy today, it would suggest that that's just who they are. And that's you don't want to be that.
Yeah.
I mean, me and you can be sloppy. We're just radio guys.
Maybe we just are sloppy. Like you said.
No, we can be. We're not trying to win a championship at this point. We're both married. See where I'm going?
Yeah, I got you.
But I want to see Nebraska. You want to see Adrian, if there's an open receiver, deliver on time and accurate.
It's definitely a scary thought. It's you don't want to call it lose-lose because Nebraska's got a chance to win a football game today. Yeah. But there is this sense that any mistake that you make today is going to be magnified,
See, that's not fun, right?
No, it isn't.
Because football, there's going to be mistakes.
Sure. No mistakes, exactly.
Right. And that, so you're right. I don't want to put unrealistic expectations. They're going to make mistakes, but generally, when a team's playing clean.
Sure.
I mean, you watch Minnesota, Ohio State. That was a pretty clean game. Why can Minnesota line up against Ohio State, one of the best teams in the nation, and play a clean game? When Ohio State's stressing you.
Yeah.
Okay. They're putting stress on you.
My simple answer would be that they have a clear idea of what they want to accomplish, right? What they want to do. So that we're still trying to find that for Nebraska.
Or they're just better coached.
Yeah.
I mean,
you could make it simple that way.
But now that we're just going on. Well, we're not going on just one game. We're just going on one game this season as it applies to Nebraska.
Yeah.
And they can show progress. It was just one game. There's plenty of time to show progress, but you don't want to waste this opportunity.
Nope. Yeah. You got to, they talk about building momentum and being snake bit and all that stuff. Well, okay, then, there's no reason for that to crop up today.
No.
So don't let it.
Take care of your business.
Yeah.
Right.
That's exactly right.
Take care of your business. Other things, and I think the defense. I would like to think the defense in front of a crowd will be really juiced up.
I looked at that Bethune-Cookman game from a couple of years ago to kind of get a sense of what was going to happen. Because that was like, I think they went 4-5, and they're an FCS team. That wasn't a very good team. I get the sense that this Fordham team is maybe even a level lower than that.
Okay.
Adrian Martinez did throw an interception that day, and that was 2018 Adrian Martinez. He also threw the ball 22 times. Now, they were so efficient. And remember, that was the game that Noah Vedral came in, and it was his first time playing as a Husker, and it was like he was kind of scary. I think he went 2 of 9. They were so efficient on the ground. Like every time they handed it to Divino Zigbo, he basically scored. He had like 10 carries for 115 yards or something like that. So, I mean, that I was just trying to get a sense of how that game went because the quality of competition was right in that level. But he did throw a pick that day. If he throws a pick today, it's a different reaction because he was so – I mean, the stock on him was so different in 2018 than it is now.
It is a different reaction. But I would say it
don't
doesn't,
overreact.
It doesn't, it doesn't. Thank you. It doesn't have to be an overreaction.
Sure.
Right now, I liked what you said on the radio the other day. It feels like there's a lot of that going on, even when Nebraska fans are watching other games.
Yeah,
so we're kind of in that world now.
Yeah.
Where you can't really watch another game without a lot of people weighing in on Nebraska.
Well, what Schaefer said before the season, it's everything's a referendum season.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's that.
That's definitely where we're at.
And it seems like it's that on Adrian for sure.
Final score?
Yeah, I'm not predicting a wildly.
I think things are pretty tame today.
Yeah, I've gone 48-14.
That's about the range that I'm in. I'd actually be surprised if if Fordham gets 14.
Really?
I'd say I can't remember what I said yesterday. 40, 45-10, something like that.
Yeah, it's a range we're looking at.
42-10,
Yeah,
42-7.
See, neither of us think that it will get to the 64-7.
I'd love to
area.
see it. If Nebraska can throw up 58, I'd be all for that. But I'm not sure if it's in the cards. For them today.
It might not be. God, hey, Happer, I think people are getting a sense that it's hard to know exactly what to expect today.
Well,
hard for me to know.
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah.
Only 2 hours left.
Thank you.
2 hours till kickoff. That's Steve Sipple, Connor Happer with you. We will turn it over on the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show to Jake Sorensen and Mike Schaefer, who is all dressed up. He's ready to roll today. We'll be right back from Tipsy Tina's in the Haymarket next.
Hi, this is Kurt, your shop manager at A1 Automotive here in downtown Lincoln. My promise to you is this: you won't find another automotive repair facility that genuinely cares about you and your vehicle. Our service is outstanding and our customer service is better. Please give me a call for all your automotive repair questions and needs. Call me at 402-477-4660. We were built on small town values, and that shows in how we treat others. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Experiencing increased body fat, low sex drive, lack of energy, or general fatigue? Vitalize Health offers testosterone replacement therapy and peptide therapy to boost hormone levels and build muscle mass. Call Vitalize Health today at 402-413-0717 or go online to vitalizehealthne.com.
Are you sick of mindlessly running on a treadmill or the lack of motivation to consistently work out? Whatever your challenge, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping can help. Whether you want to lose weight, boost energy, or simply improve your overall health, you'll fit right in at Farrell's regardless of age or abilities. Build endurance with their kickboxing and strength training group fitness classes while also getting nutrition coaching. Try Farrell's now for a free week. Visit fxblincoln.com or call Jeff at 402-310-4026. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping.
We take our college football Saturdays so seriously at 93.7 The Ticket that one post-game show simply isn't enough. Join Husker Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and DP for The Ticket postgame. 90 minutes following each Nebraska game at Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. They'll break down the game from their vantage point and bring in special guests as well, with giveaways to listeners who drop by. It's The Ticket postgame with Jay Foreman and DP at Tanner's Bar and Grill. Sponsored by Action Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning and Vinny Kreekak of State Farm Insurance.
Want to get a hot and perfect body fast? It's so easy. All you have to do is eat lots of bananas, but peels only. And always be sweating, but never look sweaty. That's disgusting.
Don't follow extreme routines. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness. Now through September 16th, join for just $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. And get back to a real routine with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join today for $1 down, $10 a month, and cancel anytime. Hurry, deal ends September 16th. See club for details.
Tipsy Tina's Taco Cantina is the talk of the Haymarket, and for good reason. Grab a breakfast taco on game day morning or stop by for lunch or dinner for their huge variety of street taco options. They have everything from carne asada or chorizo tacos to shrimp or fish tacos to buffalo chicken and more. Plus, they have more than 140 different tequilas and tons of other beer or mixed drink options. At Tipsy Tina's, there's truly something for everyone. Make plans to stop by for any meal of the day at Tipsy Tina's Taco Cantina, 8th and Q in the Haymarket.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
I wanted to see a team that was pissed, that was urgent, and I saw that from the get-go from the defense. Man, they look good. The defense was getting in the backfield right away. Those first couple drives, oh my gosh. Man. And then it just stopped. I said, this can't be a couple drives. It's got to be a full 60 minutes. If you are going to tell me, Cam Taylor-Britt, on Monday that this is your Super Bowl for the year, I better see 60 minutes of hell out there. Fire. I didn't see it.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning.
T.O. Haas Tire and Auto.
T.O. Haas Tire reminds you there's still plenty of summer left for one more long weekend, one more day in the sun, or one more getaway drive down your favorite road to enjoy one last stretch of summer. And we're here to help with up to $100 back on a new set of Michelin tires, including the all-new Cross Climate 2.
T.O. Haas Tire and Auto, a tradition of trust.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Back to the Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by T.O. Haas Tire and Auto.
2 hours away from kickoff here in Lincoln, Nebraska. He is Mike Schaefer. I am Jake Sorensen on the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show live from Tipsy Tina's Taco Cantina in the Haymarket. This segment brought to you by T.O. Haas Tire and Auto, a tradition of trust since 1947 in Lincoln, Omaha, and the surrounding areas. Michael, how are you today?
I am good. We have football back here in Lincoln. And,
yes, we do.
There are people milling about here downtown. It's nice.
You're not milling about though. You're standing right here.
I mean, I'm trying to get locked in. I'm trying to remember whatever Fordham facts I have. I really don't know any of them. Their quarterback's name is Tim DeMorat.
Okay.
Patriot League Player of the Year.
Nice.
That's about as much as I can bring in terms of my my Fordham knowledge. But I'm just looking forward to being back in Memorial Stadium in the press box. I did not attend any games last year, so this will be the first game that I will be in that stadium since Iowa 2019.
Well, they'll be glad to have you back there. I was telling
I know they missed me a lot last year.
By the way,
my witty banter.
Yes, you are very witty.
Commentary.
By the way, before we get into it, you can watch the pregame show for the first time ever for pregame. We did it last week, but for the first time on location, you can watch this. We're on the Sauter Heyman Jewelers video stream on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Say hi, comment there, but we are live there. You can watch us from Tipsy Tina's. But, Schaefer, I was saying this before we went on the air. We did the pregame shows here last year at Tipsy Tina's. Great location, great food here, by the way. But it's I know we don't see packed streets yet because, number one, it's 11 a.m. game. It's not a big opponent. It's Fordham. But it just feels great seeing people out and about, unlike last year's ghost town because of the pandemic.
Yeah, right? There might have been a few more people at Nebraska taking care of business last week. But, yeah, absolutely. I remember doing the Ohio State game last year and standing up here with Happer. And
yes.
We're just kind of looking around, and it's like there's a couple people strolling by every now and then. And, of course, it's an away game, so there's not as much going on. But it is great to have people back, and I know it's huge for their businesses down here.
Yeah, it is. I just the farmers market's going. People are out and about. I hope this is a big crowd all year long here in Lincoln, and the team gives them a reason to stop by and keep supporting them. But Schaefer, today is a day for Nebraska it's a get-right game. As you say, Illinois, of course, you thought Nebraska should win that game. First year for Brett Bielema at Illinois, Nebraska, and of course the fourth year of Scott Frost. Disappointing showing, down 21 points at one point in what ended up being an 8-point loss for the Huskers. But I mean, today, can you take anything away from today? Like, do you enter today's game looking for something and thinking by day's end at 2 or 2:30 that you will have learned something or not?
Yeah, I think you can. I mean, I know that always sounds sort of hollow for people, but I think this is a great opportunity for Nebraska to find a few things that they can work on and just go about and do it against a live opponent that isn't your team. I mean, you know, I'm not calling this a practice, but it has that sort of ability that there's things that you can do in this game that you can work on to be better at for the next time you go out when you play Buffalo and Oklahoma and Michigan State, all that coming up on your schedule. I look for Nebraska to really work on running the ball today. I mean, that was such a disaster for them against Illinois and something that you spend all offseason talking about wanting to get downhill, wanting to be able to use your running backs, and they couldn't get those guys going. And so I expect Gabe Ervin, Marquise Stepp, hopefully we see some Sevion Morrison. I expect those guys to be out there playing today and to get a lot of carries. I don't think Nebraska needs to put the ball in the air a lot. And I'm not just saying that because, it's not that I don't want them to throw it. It's that I think that you can use this game to get better as a team running the ball. I think the offensive line needs to come together a little bit. One of the things that we maybe overlooked going into that Illinois game, and it of course has its own weirdness. Grant Banks played for like a series before giving way to Turner Corcoran. Turner Corcoran's only had a couple games in his career. I mean, he has to get better. You need Ethan Piper and Turner Corcoran to do a little bit more. That left side of the line felt like they caved quite a bit against Illinois. And so this is an opportunity. I know Fordham is in Illinois. I know Fordham's probably the worst team on Nebraska's schedule, but you got to get better. You got to get confidence. And this is a team that needs confidence. So whatever they can take from today in terms of success is good because they're going to need it for Buffalo and they're going to need it beyond that.
I go back to a comparison, Schaefer, of I know it's a different talent level at this school, but James Franklin, one of his first couple years at Penn State, they were 2-2. They just got blasted by Michigan, and they found something right. They beat Ohio State. They got in a roll. Obviously, this is not that type of game. This is not a great opponent, but
Ohio State it's slightly different.
It's not to say that there's been this conversation that the season's already over after week one because you lost to probably your third easiest opponent on the schedule outside of Fordham and Buffalo.
Northwestern's out there.
Well, they looked terrible last night. They did. Hunter Johnson just their fascination with him. I don't understand. He's not very good. Regardless, though, you look at what this game could do for Nebraska is you're right. This is not a big team by any means that Fordham is in terms of even the stature of their players. But if the offensive line can get a consistent push from the get-go and push Fordham around, Buffalo is going to be a better team. I understand that. And Oklahoma, of course, is going to be a great team. But they need to have the belief that they can push somebody around. Even though it's going to get tougher next week, they have to they have to be able to mow people over and feel like they have that within them.
Yeah, more than anything, I just think they need to have the ability to know that they can execute and do it and to find a few plays that you can just go to. I think one of the things that's been most startling for me over the last couple of years is that when things do go wrong, Nebraska doesn't have this like trove of just simple things they can do to get back on track.
Right.
It's like they almost immediately start panicking and throwing everything out the window and just trying to figure it out as they go along. When you have some of those plays, and for Illinois, it was just a stretch play. I mean, they ran that stretch play over and over and over and over, and sometimes it didn't work. I mean, the 3rd and 1, Deontay Williams snuffs it out. It's not like they took that and threw it out of the playbook. They continued to use it. And so Nebraska has to find those plays in their running game. And so today is a great opportunity to do that. I think that they know sort of what they're going to get in terms of Adrian with his ability to run. But to just line it up and get your running backs going and move forward in that direction, I think it's huge. And so that's, like I said, I'm a broken record with this.
Yeah.
But if they don't come out of here with 45 rush attempts, it feels like they wasted the game.
And not by the quarterback. Some of those by the quarterback,
frankly,
the running backs.
A single designed Adrian run, the game hasn't gone the way that they want it to, and that's disappointing.
So I'll keep it right there because you're right. You want to have plays that are your forte, but I think when you look at games going forward, and it shouldn't matter as much today, I think Nebraska, Schaefer, has been too predictable on offense. So although I agree, you want to have plays you can run that you can achieve success with. there's not enough plays you see right now that are consistently like that, except for run Adrian when the play breaks down. So how do you balance a Forte play versus not being too predictable when you go forward?
Well, I mean, I think you just have to find stuff you do well, because you can be predictable, but if you run it well, you can still have success with it. I just think that's the biggest thing. I mean, I think you want to have those plays that you can go to over and over that can help pull you out of that rut. And I don't know that Nebraska has one. Like, to me, their offense is predictable because they don't have anything that they can consistently go to. What's predictable is that at some point Adrian's going to be scrambling for his life, and that their best play is generally just a pass and a clear out.
Yeah. At some point, you hope they find something that works, that can be consistent, but I don't know if you see that right now. And I don't know if that's going to happen today. If you just say, hey, this worked against Fordham, let's run this against Buffalo and Oklahoma, it's going to work the same. That's where the conversation comes in as far as what we learned today. But you're right. In terms of things you want to see, 45 rush attempts would be a beautiful sight. And maybe 5 of those by Martinez. How about 40 by running backs, 5 by quarterback?
Give me even less than 5 from Martinez.
The band
Give me 5 for Logan Smothers. Give me 5 for Heinrich Harburg. That's the other thing I want to see. Like, get to the point that you can bring in some of these other guys, because you're going to need them at some point in time.
If we have become hard to hear, you look over to our right here. We're at Tipsy Tina's in the Haymarket. There's a band playing at a nearby store outside, playing some Husker tunes.
Yeah.
It's game day, baby.
That is a choice that one could make.
It is game day. He's Mike Schaefer. I'm Jake Sorensen. We are here for the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show live at Tipsy Tina's. A segment brought to you by T.O. Haas Tire and Auto. Okay, you mentioned there, Schaefer, a thing I wanted to see a lot this week is the backup quarterbacks. You want to make it a game that is out of control, hopefully by the second quarter, if you can, that you can see a full second half of what you have in Logan Smothers and Heinrich Harburg. Do you believe we will be having that conversation today?
Yeah, I think those guys are going to get in. Smothers first, and then probably Harburg. I mean, I think there's a way that you can get a couple series for each guy in the second half. And I don't know. I mean, even if the game is in hand early, I still think it's important to keep your starters out there for a little while, because you got to get those guys reps too, and they have to be able to build some confidence. So, you definitely want to be able to flood the bench. We'll see if they're able to accomplish that. But I anticipate we see Logan Smothers for at least a few series, and that'll be fun. We haven't seen him on the field yet outside of a spring game, and he's a guy that can provide some explosion in the ground game as well.
By the way, got a video streamer here watching from Billings, Montana, saying GBR for us this morning. People are watching. People are tuning in from everywhere, Schaefer.
A lot of people think I'm Mike Golick.
Yeah, days. I just saw a text here on the text line. It says, Andrew says Mike Schaefer Golick Jr. How do you feel about that comparison?
There's just a very strong archetype that I am in, and that is a chubby white guy with a reddish beard, and now with short hair. It just puts me in the Mike Golick category, which I like more than the Mike Golick Jr.
Yeah,
not Mike Golick Sr. But I like it more than the Mark Pelini comparisons that I've earned over the years.
Well, okay, so in terms of comparisons, like is Shane Lowry one you like or
Shane
not?
Lowry is one that I get. JB Holmes I get quite a bit.
You can't like JB Holmes. He's an unliked golfer. Shane Lowry's beloved. I know he's not American, but he's beloved.
I mean, I'm just telling you. Sometimes people think Happer and I look the same.
You guys are the same couple, as you hear in the promos here at the station.
And people just, I just have one of these physiques and beards and faces.
You're a common man.
Yeah. I don't know why anyone would want this physique. I don't want it. That's why I got to get back to Farrell's.
You do.
But
Farrell's is a client of the pregame show. Shout out Jeff.
One step at a time, I suppose.
He's Mike Schaefer. I'm Jake Sorensen. Again, we're live at Tipsy Tina's for the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show. Okay, so I'm curious. Do you think it is very obvious right now who the backup is? Is it Logan Smothers without a doubt? Is it Heinrich Harburg maybe? Who is it clear to you?
Yeah, I think that Logan Smothers at the end of the spring kind of put together some of his better ball. I know from talking with Mario Verduzco, he was pretty happy over the summer with how Smothers had closed out the spring and where he'd sort of put himself in that competition. And so I do think that it's Smothers. I think he'd be the first one to get the opportunity. And I think they kind of want to see what he's going to be able to do with that.
And I would ask you right now, if there were an injury, which I'd knock on wood, I don't want that, to Adrian Martinez, if you were to see Smothers and or Harbor go into a ball game, need to win a game, on a 1 to 10 scale, 1 being low, 10 being high, what is your confidence in either of those quarterbacks to lead Nebraska to a victory? If that was maybe not today, but in the future.
Yeah, I mean, like if Buffalo it's today, my confidence is a 10.
Okay.
If it's in future games, it one sort of depends on the opponent, and two, neither of these guys have played, so it's really hard to even put a number out there at this point. And the thing about today's game, the other reason why you really want to establish that run, if you do find yourself in a situation where you have a backup quarterback, you got to have something you can rely on. If your best play is it breaks down and Adrian runs the ball, that doesn't work if it's Heinrich Harburg in the game or Logan Smothers in the game. So you got to have other stuff to go to, and so that's why some of that confidence will be dependent on can they find something in this running game to take some of the pressure off of the quarterback, because too much of their offense is quarterback dependent.
It is. In terms of the guys they're throwing to, Schaefer, I mean, we were disappointed last week to not see much Xavier Betts. You saw Wyatt Lever get overthrown in the end zone. Had a chance to catch that ball, no doubt about it. Oliver Martin had a great game. Omar Manning had a couple catches. I know you want this to be a run-heavy game plan today, but you do want to see some effective passing as well. Do you think we'll see Xavier Betts today, or is he still a guy that has to work his way up the depth chart? What are your thoughts on the receiving core and what we'll expect today from them?
Well, I think you'll see Xavier Betts because he's going to be returning kicks. Whether you see Xavier Betts as a wide receiver, he'll be out there. I think everybody saw what happened last week in terms of him not getting out there. Frost had to speak about it. I don't know about practice consistency issues. That was sort of the response. But I anticipate in a game like today, we're going to see some Xavier Betts. I don't know how many catches he'll have because, like I said, that's going to be dictated based on sort of what Nebraska chooses to do today and how they run their offense. But we're going to see more of him, and he's a valuable part of this team. You want to make sure that he's involved. You want to make sure that he's placated because this is a guy that you want around.
Yeah.
You don't want him going anywhere else.
No.
And, it's a shame we even have to talk about that.
I know.
But that's the reality of where some of these young wide receivers are, and you want Xavier Betts to be a big part of this program.
Is this a chance today to see some guys we didn't see in week one? Xavier Betts receiving. He kicked
Savion Morrison.
Savion Morrison running back. What about guys at receiver like Alante Brown, Will Nixon, guys like that?
Will Nixon I don't think traveled, so he couldn't have played last week. But, it's an opportunity. You can see him. Maybe Alante Brown, pending health, get those guys out there. Alante we saw a little bit last year. On the defensive side of the ball, I've heard good things about Jamari Butler.
Okay.
He's a guy that, I want to see at the outside linebacker spot. Nash Hutmacher got a play or two last week. He's someone that it sounds like Tony Tuioti pretty enamored with. So there's some guys on this team that we haven't seen yet. That's some of the beauty of a game like today is that if you can take care of business early, you can get some of these other guys in. They can get actual film on out there and find some things to work on, and Nebraska can figure out what their depth actually is.
Yeah, I think defensively, if you go there, we haven't talked much about defense, but defensively, I think if you're Eric Shenander and any of the assistant coaches, you're preaching, guys, I know this isn't a great team, but you can't approach it that way. FCS teams, this is not a great FCS team. They can push you. I mean, you have to be aggressive from start to finish. Nebraska still needs to prove that they can force turnovers and win a turnover battle, not just for a game, but a season. But a game is a good start here. You're right now. You're even with 1-1 the last game against Illinois. You gotta keep preaching to Feldarius Payne. Get in the backfield. Garrett Nelson, keep staying aggressive. Intercept. Cornerbacks. You'll try to go get an interception there. I want that to be an important thing for this team today and going forward. And you can really build that in a game against a lesser foe today.
Yeah, one of the disappointing things last week, they didn't have a single pass breakup from someone that wasn't a defensive lineman.
Come on.
Way too many completions for a backup quarterback, way too many completions in general for Illinois, not a lot of contested plays. So this is a team that wants to throw the ball. Tim DeMorat and four of them are going to come in here and they're going to try to throw the ball. There's going to be opportunities to force turnovers. There's going to be opportunities to break up some plays. And so I think, in that sense, Nebraska's secondary is going to have a really active day. And I think that's good. Those guys, they're going to obviously be tested here in 2 weeks against Oklahoma, and Fordham is not Oklahoma.
No,
believe
they're
it or
not. They're not? Are you
But
sure?
Again, just like with that offensive line, you need these guys to just get some reps. You need them to get some confidence. You want them to play with a little bit of swagger. I mean, it's just too often they get into these games and it just feels like, well, here it is, another Nebraska game. Everyone's playing tight, and then there's the negative play, whether it's the Cam Taylor-Britt punt or the Adrian fumble or whatever it is, and you're just playing from behind the rest of that time. So today won't be one of those days. Nebraska should be able to play from out front, build some confidence. That defense should be able to control the line of scrimmage. Like I want to see some pass rushing from them. We saw it real early in that game. I think guys like Garrett Nelson and Feldarius Payne can get after the quarterback, Ben Stilley, as well. And so I anticipate that the defense should have a pretty strong game. And just like with the offense, they're going to get some backups in there. And then, Florida might be able to move the ball a little bit at that point. But I really would like to see that the starting unit show up and play well, force some 3-and-outs, force some turnovers, build some confidence.
Reminder, the text line is open. We can see it right now. If you want to text where you're listening from, any thoughts, comments on today's game, 402-464-5685. Shoot us a text, or you can watch us on the Sauter Heyman Jewelers video stream on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Last thing, Schaefer, before I let you go. The disappointing part of last week, again, was the loss in general. The whole thing was disappointing, but special teams was once again a mess. Besides, touchbacks were good. You had several of those. Scott Frost said they worked on special teams this week. It was improved. What do you have to see today to see that is actually true?
Hopefully for Daniel Cherney, he got some of the bad punts out of the way. It was his first career college game, first football game. I mean, that's the other thing to remember with him, rugby-style punter from Australia. He'd never played in a game before. And so you hope that he got some of those kicks out and that he can have a good day today. Obviously, you don't want to see any turnovers from your special teams unit again. And I want to see good decisions. I know that's just sort of a dumb kind of thing to say, but I want good decisions. I mean, they don't need to return every kick. You don't need to run out to the 16 and get blasted.
Nope.
Give yourself a chance to get some yardage that way. Fair catch when you need to. When there's an opportunity, try to make a play, but don't force it. And it felt like last week Nebraska was forcing things, and we'll see if they clean up any of that here with Florida.
All right, keep your text coming, 464-5685. That'll do it for Mike Schaefer. You're tagging out. You're going to the game. Yep. Appreciate the time.
I'm putting down 44-11 today.
44-11, a strange score.
The scores are never normal with this team. Look them up. You don't get 28.
It's weird for Florida, though. 11 points is strange for them. Is that a 2-point
We've seen
conversion?
safeties already this year.
Okay, so you're calling the safety.
You could have some missed extra points.
Yeah, that's true.
You could have them going for 2 late in the game just for funsies.
That's true.
You never know. You never know.
All right, Schaefer is out. I will stay with you. Tom Stevens joins me next. This is the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show live at Tipsy Tina's on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Tipsy Tina's Taco Cantina is the talk of the Haymarket, and for good reason. Grab a breakfast taco on game day morning or stop by for lunch or dinner for their huge variety of street taco options. They have everything from carne asada or chorizo tacos to shrimp or fish tacos to buffalo chicken and more. Plus, they have more than 140 different tequilas and tons of other beer or mixed drink options. At Tipsy Tina's, there's truly something for everyone. Make plans to stop by for any meal of the day at Tipsy Tina's Taco Cantina, 8th and Q in the Haymarket.
Experiencing increased body fat, low sex drive, lack of energy, or general fatigue? Vitalize Health offers testosterone replacement therapy and peptide therapy to boost hormone levels and build muscle mass. Call Vitalize Health today at 402-413-0717 or go online to vitalizehealthne.com.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Have you been to Barn Wood & Leather, that new furniture store in Lincoln? It's a whole new look. If you like country, you'll love Barn Wood & Leather. It's country with a kick. Rustic, yet contemporary, and crafted in America from historic reclaimed barnwood and the finest leather. Create your own one-of-a-kind look for a room or your whole home. Come see for yourself at Barnwood & Leather, South 14th and Dahlberg. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 5.
Are you sick of mindlessly running on a treadmill or the lack of motivation to consistently work out? Whatever your challenge, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping can help. Whether you want to lose weight, boost energy, or simply improve your overall health, you'll fit right in at Farrell's regardless of age or abilities. Build endurance with their kickboxing and strength training group fitness classes while also getting nutrition coaching. Try Farrell's now for a free week. Visit fxblincoln.com or call Jeff at 402-310-4026. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping.
And now more Straight Talk from Straight Talk. The big wireless companies say they're the only way to get the best coverage.
Because they've got like a cajillion cell towers?
Something like that. But Straight Talk Wireless runs on those same towers, so you get the same great networks for up to 50% less.
I wonder if they're counting that one in Kickapoo, Kansas.
Oh boy. Switch today and get our unlimited plan for just $45 a month with 25 gigs at high speeds and no contract. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise.
Savings may vary. See straighttalk.com.
Allstate now has deeper savings, and deeper savings require deep thoughts and a deep voice, like mine. Save for being a new customer. Save more for adding DriveWise, and save even more for driving safely. Visit allstate.com or contact your local agent for a quote today. As someone once said, saving today is money tomorrow. That's deep.
Not available in every state. New customer savings based on early signing discount. DriveWise is an optional feature. Savings vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Northbrook, Illinois.
Want to get a hot and perfect body fast? It's so easy. All you have to do is eat lots of bananas, but peels only, and always be sweating, but never look sweaty. That's disgusting.
Don't follow extreme routines. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness. Now through September 16th, join for just $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. And get back to a real routine with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join today for $1 down, $10 a month, and cancel anytime. Hurry, deal ends September 16th. See club for details.
Tailgating wasn't just meant for weekends. Join 93.7 The Ticket every Tuesday at Chick-fil-A for Tailgate Tuesdays. Scan your app with any purchase on Tuesdays and you'll be entered to win a tailgate meal for 15 people. That's chicken nuggets, fresh fruit, and iced tea or lemonade. Winners will be contacted each Wednesday, and you can come see Tom and Bach from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the 48th and O location or at South Point each week. It's Tailgate Tuesdays all season long at Chick-fil-A in Lincoln. One host has a red beard and thinning hair. The other also has a red beard and thinning hair. One host got married over the summer. So did the other one. One is a diehard fan of a sub-500 AL Central baseball team. So is the other. Can these two radio hosts do a show together without getting confused as to their own identity? The same couple. Happer and Schaefer. Weekday mornings from 8 to 11 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, this is Kurt, your shop manager at A1 Automotive here in downtown Lincoln. My promise to you is this: you won't find another automotive repair facility that genuinely cares about you and your vehicle. Our service is outstanding and our customer service is better. Please give me a call for all your automotive repair questions and needs. Call me at 402-477-4660. We were built on small town values, and that shows in how we treat others. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Back to the Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by Vitalize Health.
All right, back here at Tipsy Tina's Taco Cantina on the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show. We are just about an hour and a half away from the home opener for Nebraska against Fordham, the Fordham Rams from the Patriot League.
Yes.
He is Tom Stevens. I am Jake Sorensen.
That's you.
This segment sponsored by Vitalize Health. If you're lacking energy, have increased body fat, depression, or fatigue, you might have low T. Visit VitalizeHealthNE.com to schedule an appointment today. Tom, how you feel today?
Oh, there's no lacking of energy today for Huskers. I mean, we haven't been in the stadium since 2019.
We have not.
Almost November. Steve Sipple was telling that tale. He was standing next to you. I believe it was Iowa, right? Nebraska versus
Iowa. It was Iowa. That was a
As
loss for Nebraska.
And you got on the sidelines, but that's another game that probably should have been won, but it was not. So I'm excited just to see Nebraska live, and more than that, the fans.
Yes.
It's a good crowd here in the Haymarket, where, of course, they ate the queue at Tipsy Tina's, and we're about to eat a taco.
Yes, we like
taco,
tacos.
Breakfast taco.
Yes.
They're really good.
I was saying to Schaefer in the last segment, it's just, last year we did our shows here. Again, the food was great. They still had people come down here, but it was just kind of sad to see a half hour before game time a ghost town because fans couldn't go to the game. So I know this is not, this is a huge game, and in terms of a big opponent, it's just Fordham. But it's just, Tom, it's great to see people out and about, and hanging out.
From a game perspective, they are going to play a game today.
They are.
And Simple just said, I think I'd be happy with a win. I mean, I don't think he was kidding around necessarily. And we've had predictions. Evan Bland, I get it, 35-13. I'd be disappointed if Nebraska only won the 35-13. If they don't cover today at 40, I'm really disappointed. So from a game perspective, I mean, people are saying there's nothing that you can learn from today, but I disagree. I think there's stuff you could take from this game.
Well, I'll give my pick at the end of the segment. My pick is probably going to be disappointing for you as well. Then I don't think they're going to cover 40 by anything.
Well,
I hope they do.
You've been right. You've been right about these picks. You've been closer to right, actually.
I'm not trying to say that I am, Nostradamus over here, but I just feel like I've got a good read on how things go.
Don't you think it comes down to trust a little bit? I mean, we don't trust them. I just thought,
do they deserve our trust?
No,
He's
they
12
don't.
and 21 in his tenure
They don't.
here.
I picked 31-17 last week, and it was mostly because I thought eventually, when you sit down at the blackjack table, you're going to get blackjack. I mean, you can't just get. You can't get 23 all the time. And Nebraska, every time they sit down at the blackjack table, it's 25, 23. It's never 21. It's never even 20. It's always bust. There's always a mistake. We asked for clean football. It wasn't even that dirty last week, except for when they make a mistake, it's catastrophic. And that's what I want to see. And that's what you don't trust. And that's why you keep picking Nebraska not to cover spreads or not to play well. Because you've seen this movie too many times.
Well, at some point, Tom, if you're using the blackjack reference, you would think that it would just come your turn.
Yeah.
But maybe sometimes you're just really bad at blackjack and you don't know when to stop.
There's a little luck involved.
You're at 19. Stop. Don't keep going.
Yeah,
don't tap.
And a perfect example of Nebraska being at 19 or 21. They weren't. But they had a 9-2 lead. They get the interception. They're about to go up 16-2 against Illinois. They've got their 20, but no, they have to rough the quarterback because that's what Nebraska does. And it wasn't even that bad of a play and a little controversial, but it just feels like officials, opponents are waiting for Nebraska, not just opponents. Yeah. We've seen opponents wait for Nebraska to self-destruct. I think sometimes officials are looking for Nebraska to self-destruct.
Which is pathetic and it's sad, but that's where we're at. By the way, a good text coming in on the text line from Mike in Kansas at 464-5685. He says, today is a success.
Yes.
If I am able to sit back and relax and enjoy the game, that has been very rare lately.
That's right. I remember going to games in the 70s, 80s, and 90s when you're just thinking, I wonder when Jeff Smith will arrive in the game, or the backup fullback. I mean, I don't care about Tommy. I don't care about Vince Ferragamo or Dave Hum. If you want to go back that far, I want to see the backup guy. I want to see Jerry Godowski. That type of thing, and that's what I really want to see today. I want to see Logan Smothers. I want to see what he could do, and I want to see Savion Morrison. And Bach has been laughing at me all week because I keep saying the name Savion Morrison, but I was promised that he was going to play last week, and he didn't. I'm just curious about a depth chart that we have yet to receive.
I keep laughing, Tom, because I'm thinking about the blackjack reference again. You and I are big Family Guy fans, right? There's a scene in Family Guy where Peter Griffin is at the casino and he hits on 21. And he says, "Hit me," and Lois says, "You're at 21." He says, "Hit me," and that's what Corey is saying. The text line. Like, he keeps hitting on 20 or 21. You're already there, man. Like, stop trying to go an extra level, and it's just amazing how it's game in, game out. Nebraska is always in these games, and kudos, they don't get blown out very often. They just lose close games because something dumb happens. It's catastrophic. That's avoidable, and that's the problem, Tom. Like, I was saying this the other day in the show, an early break with Sip, that it feels like Scott Frost and Nebraska, this tenure has been a lot like the Chargers, because the Chargers always in the NFL, whether it's Norv Turner, Mike McCoy, Anthony Lynn, they always found incredible ways to lose. It was a talented team that would have an epic turnover, an epic penalty, give up just a crazy play defensively. Like they Scott Frost said snake bit. At some point, you can't keep saying that though. Like it is who you are. You just find ways to lose.
I really wish you wouldn't have said that because it sounds too close to jinxed or hexed, snake bit. It feels like, it doesn't matter what we do, we can't get it right. Because we had great practices this week, and it only shows up on Saturday, which nobody believes. I guarantee you, if it's showing up this consistently on Saturday, it's happening during the week. So don't sell me that, and don't sell me snake bit.
Yep.
Because it creeps into the minds of 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds. Oh, I guess we're hexed. I guess it really doesn't matter what we do. We're snake bit. We're hexed. We're jinxed. This program can't get out. But you've been hearing things like this, not just under Scott Frost. Bo Pelini sometimes would say it, that I was at LSU. I was at Oklahoma. The spotlight, the pressure on the players is just brighter than those places. And these guys, we heard it on the Will Compton podcast, that these guys have to play under enormous pressure. And maybe if Nebraska fans just went away for 3 weeks or 3 years, we could get this right without all the attention focused on the program.
That will never happen.
But you hear the Husker fans blame for this stuff all the time.
The Husker fans also expect to win more than 3 games a year, 4 games a year.
Yes.
And did we get too too arrogant in the Bo tenure? Probably. But again, some things were brought upon that himself that caused his eventual demise at Nebraska. But now we've learned, man, it's like you are guaranteed nothing. And right now, okay, so last night, Tom, I'm watching Michigan State Northwestern. The thoughts on Michigan State was they're one of the worst teams in the conference coming into the season. And I saw a team that beat down Northwestern last night.
Yeah,
Kenneth Walker, the new running back from Wake Forest.
What do you have?
His first play was a 75-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, I saw it.
He had one late in the first half as well. He was going in and just had a ridiculous juke left for a touchdown also. Their quarterback looked okay enough. Northwestern didn't look very good, but we're talking about a team in Michigan State that was picked second to last in the conference, and they look like a team that's better than that to me.
What? Oh yeah, they look good. We were already worried about just watching Thursday night's game with Ohio State, Minnesota. You think Nebraska is equipped right now? They haven't been the last 2 years to compete with that Minnesota running game. Everybody in this league is going to be tough to beat. I think Buffalo is going to be tough to beat
too.
next
I'm
week.
not looking forward to that game.
They scored 69. I don't care if it's Wagner. I don't care if it's my alma mater, Lincoln High. You scored 69. Nebraska hasn't done that, in the tenure of the Scott Frost era. And if they don't score 7, that's why I said, well, they scored 69. Nebraska better get 70 today. That's to me, there is no way to have success other than play clean football, because nothing Nebraska really does is going to satisfy the fan base. Because we remember Idaho State, where they won 77-7 or whatever that was a few years ago. That might be the worst FCS, might be the worst football team I've ever seen in my life. But today better be
Idaho
similar.
State was atrocious, 73-7. That game was
73
so
to 7.
bad. It was
Good
fun,
number.
but it was terrible. Okay, here's a good text from Gene and Lincoln on the text line 464-5685. You can chime in as also and watch on the video stream as well. Okay, Gene says this. Good morning, guys. Hang on a second. Scroll down. He says, I have a new theory, or maybe it's another excuse. I'm starting to believe that the pucker factor is so high with this team that they're trying so hard not to make mistakes that they do everything but not make them. He says, and he goes on to say, the boss is looking over your shoulder and nothing goes well.
Well, I think that's what Bo Pelini was saying.
Yep.
That you get to the Wisconsin championship game in 2012, and he said those guys were so tight. And that's the big reason. A couple of different times they lost to Wisconsin in the Big Ten championship game. I think the pucker factor is a factor. Nebraska, I mean, how do you explain a guy catching the ball on the 2-yard line, trying to catch a punt on the 2-yard line when he's not coached to do that? And Cam's better than that. Or, a late hit that just was senseless and silly. Or Adrian on a 3rd and 3. By the way, I called that play. It was 3rd and 3. I said quarterback draw. I mean, Nebraska is pretty predictable. But once the draw wasn't available, Adrian had nothing. He should have just gone down, because that cost you the game.
It did.
Like, Adrian makes one mistake, and of course it costs you the game. And that's a pucker factor. I think there's a pucker factor there.
It is, and I don't know how that goes away. I mean, for Nebraska, this is a team that you should roll, but I have trust issues. I've seen McNeese State come in the stadium in the Pelini era.
Oh yeah,
and
that was not that bad of a. I mean, they were way better than what we're going to see today.
Right. Yes, McNeese State is a better team than
way
Fordham.
better. Yeah.
But Nebraska was also a better program back then than they are right now.
They had Namir Abdullah. He was pretty good.
And remember that? He broke like 6 tackles to score that time. He's like, I'm not losing to McNeese State today.
That's right.
Not happening.
Yep.
464-5685. Call or text as always. We are live at Tipsy Tina's Taco Cantina in the Haymarket. He's Tom Stevens. I'm Jake Sorensen here on the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show. This segment brought to you by Vitalize Health. So a couple things before we get out of here and we pass the baton off to DP. I was talking to Schaefer. He says he will be upset if Nebraska has less than 45 carries today. How do you feel about that?
I heard him say that the other day. I agree. I think
run the football.
Well, not because I want to see a lot of yardage rushing so much as I want to see an offensive line that can prove that they can do their assignments for 4 quarters. I don't care who it is against. Obviously, they weren't able to do it against Illinois, maybe because they were in an even front. They thought they were going to get an odd front. BS. Today, it shouldn't matter what kind of front. I don't care if all 11 guys are on the line of scrimmage every down. You should still be able to run the football against Fordham. That's 45 times. I thought, we were going to see 26 carries from the running back last week.
Right.
Of course, we didn't see any.
They abandoned it.
We didn't see 1 carry last week from a running back from the end of the second quarter to the end of the third quarter. It was bad. And then when they did run it, it was when Nebraska needed to get a touchdown, and they were kind of burning clock a little bit at the end of the game. They ended up scoring. But, yeah, I would agree with that. 45 carries, I'll take it in a heartbeat. Nebraska needs to be physical and show that they can be physical today.
This is why, again, there's more of a trust issue, Tom. We go back to the quote from last week that Scott says that once Illinois lined up the way they did defensively, half the playbook was out the window.
Yeah.
Your goal as an offense, as a coach, is to adjust and be prepared for everything. So I hope that you have a team. Again, I don't know what the game plan is. I would hope they are committed to running the football and don't get lazy or sloppy, and it gives us a chance eventually to see a team that's up by several touchdowns. We're going to see Logan Smothers, Heinrich Harber, because Tom, I think it's very, very important that those quarterbacks get substantial time today, because what do we know about Adrian? He is injury prone. He's been injured every season for parts of it. Absolutely. You don't have a quarterback that has any experience, so it is vital to this game that they are up enough at halftime that you have a second half fully of Smothers and Harburg to get them reps and some confidence in case there's an injury down there.
And it's not just Adrian. Right? It's been since Taylor Martinez that Nebraska's got through an entire season with a quarterback not getting injured. Nebraska's proven they like to run their quarterback. Even last week, he run 17 times for 111 yards, something like that. They're going to run their quarterback, even though they say they're going to try to establish the running game. But more than anything, the offensive line has to play good football. The Pro Football Focus came out with their grades on the Nebraska offensive line this week. They were atrocious. They were maybe the worst that Nebraska's ever graded out. And that can't happen again. I understand. Okay, you saw something different, but that's what football is. There are teams that Nebraska will take the exact same recipe that Illinois showed, and they're going to rinse and repeat that because until Nebraska proves they can handle it. And they're going to change schemes on Nebraska. They're going to do things that they've never seen in every single game this year because they feel like they're in their heads.
The streets are full in Lincoln, Nebraska. A beautiful sight, unlike last year where they were empty. It's wonderful to see fans out and about. Again, Fordham, Nebraska, 11 a.m., just about an hour and 20 minutes away from now. I will check out. I'll give you my prediction. This is my last segment of the show.
Yep.
My score, Nebraska 38, Fordham 17. Not the blowout you want, the 21-point win. I hope that still results in enough playing time for Smothers and Harburg to give them just at least some experience, not in a non-practice, an actual football game. But I'll say Nebraska 38, Fordham 17. Please prove me wrong and win by more. That's what your brother Dan also said.
Should I read Dan's poem?
Yes, do it before we get out of
This
here.
is Dan's poem. We'll do it every week. Fordham, game number 2. Huskers play Fordham Rams, the first home game of the year. Week 1 was not kind to us. Husker Nation shed a tear. We need a feel-good game or two to get us back on track. And just keep moving forward. No reason to look back. Huskers 38-17. He's got the exact same prediction that
Same
you do.
score.
I've got Nebraska 49-7.
That'd be
I'm
nice.
going back to the blackjack thing. Eventually, they're going to get blackjack, and then they're not going to hit. Once, like Peter Griffin did.
Don't tap on 21, Peter.
You can't
Scott,
tap.
Don't tap.
You got 21. It's good enough. Take it. It's a win.
Don't beat Peter Griffin.
Right.
He's Tom Stevens. I'm Jake Sorensen. We're live at Tipsy Tina's Taco Cantina at 8th and Q in the Haymarket on the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show. Up next, DP, I think, with Bach checks in, and you're up to that. That's next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Tire and Auto.
T.O. Haas Tire reminds you there's still plenty of summer left for one more long weekend, one more day in the sun, or one more getaway drive down your favorite road to enjoy one last stretch of summer. And we're here to help with up to $100 back on a new set of Michelin tires, including the all-new Cross Climate 2.
T.O. Haas, Tire and Auto, a tradition of trust.
At Beatrice Bakery, it's not just our headline fruitcakes that are worth shouting about. Every single cake that leaves our factory is handmade and packed with passion. There's the most important cake of the day in our breakfast breads, the classic coffee cake, liqueur cake, and you can even choose kosher and no added sugar alternatives. Visit them in Beatrice at 201 South 5th Street or find them all right now at beatricebakery.com. They'll deliver anywhere. Beatrice Bakery, welcome to our world of yum.
Are you sick of mindlessly running on a treadmill or the lack of motivation to consistently work out? Whatever your challenge, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping can help. Whether you want to lose weight, boost energy, or simply improve your overall health, you'll fit right in at Farrell's regardless of age or abilities. Build endurance with their kickboxing and strength training group fitness classes while also getting nutrition coaching. Try Farrell's now for a free week. Visit fxblincoln.com or call Jeff at 402-310-4026. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
I wanted to see a team that was pissed, that was urgent, and I saw that from the get-go from the defense. Man, they look good. The defense was getting in the backfield right away. Those first couple drives, oh my gosh. Man. And then it just stopped. I said, this can't be a couple drives. It's got to be a full 60 minutes. If you are going to tell me Cam Taylor-Britt on Monday that this is your Super Bowl for the year, I better see 60 minutes of hell out there. Fire. I didn't see.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning.
Tipsy Tina's Taco Cantina is the talk of the Haymarket, and for good reason. Grab a breakfast taco on game day morning or stop by for lunch or dinner for their huge variety of street taco options. They have everything from carne asada or chorizo tacos to shrimp or fish tacos to buffalo chicken and more. Plus, they have more than 140 different tequilas and tons of other beer or mixed drink options. At Tipsy Tina's, there's truly something for everyone. Make plans to stop by for any meal of the day at Tipsy Tina's Taco Cantina, 8th and Q in the Haymarket.
Want to get a hot and perfect body fast? It's so easy. All you have to do is eat lots of bananas, but peels only, and always be sweating, but never look sweaty. That's disgusting.
Don't follow extreme routines. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness. Now through September 16th, join for just $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. And get back to a real routine with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join today for $1 down, $10 a month, and cancel anytime. Hurry, deal ends September 16th. See club for details.
Have you been to Barn Wood and Leather, that new furniture store in Lincoln? It's a whole new look. If you like country, you'll love Barn Wood and Leather. It's country with a kick. Rustic, yet contemporary. Handcrafted in America from historic reclaimed barnwood and the finest leather. Create your own one-of-a-kind look for a room or your whole home. Come see for yourself at Barn Wood and Leather, South 14th and Dahlberg. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 5.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show at Tipsy Tina's in the Haymarket. Join the whole ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show at Tipsy Tina's in the Haymarket. Sponsored by Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping, Tractor Supply Distribution Center, T.O. Haas Tire and Auto, Planet Fitness, Barnwood and Leather, and Vitalize Health.
Experiencing increased body fat, low sex drive, lack of energy, or general fatigue? Vitalize Health offers testosterone replacement therapy and peptide therapy to boost hormone levels and build muscle mass. Call Vitalize Health today at 402-413-0717 or go online to vitalizehealthne.com.
Hi, this is Kurt, your shop manager at A1 Automotive here in downtown Lincoln. My promise to you is this: you won't find another automotive repair facility that genuinely cares about you and your vehicle. Our service is outstanding and our customer service is better. Please give me a call for all your automotive repair questions and needs. Call me at 402-477-4660. We were built on small town values, and that shows in how we treat others. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Back to the Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by Barnwood and Leather.
We are live at Tipsy Tina's, excuse me. 3 words in, already messed it up. We're live at Tipsy Tina's in the Haymarket. Come on down, more than 140 tequilas and tons of street taco options waiting for you at Tipsy Tina's, 8th and Q in the Haymarket. I'm Jake Bachman here with DP as just about over an hour before kickoff, getting ready for Nebraska and Fordham. Of course, plenty more to come here on the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show. This segment is brought to you by Barnwood and Leather, rustic home furnishing, American-made customized furniture and cabinet options and more. Stop by today just north of 14th and Yankee Hill. DP, good to talk to you. I haven't seen you all week. Been a big week for you.
It's been too long, baby. It's been too long. But would you look at the Haymarket?
Oh, yes.
Would you look at the Haymarket? It's live. It's flowing. It's a sea of red. It looks fantastic. Haymarket looks good on you.
Oh, yeah, it does. It's good for me to be back here. I haven't been part of a pregame show since 2018, the same amount of time since Fordham or Nebraska's played an FCS opponent. So I guess they got to bring back the FCS for me. We see some Fordham fans, too. It's nice to see. I didn't know how many of those we would see. But I have seen a few of those people. Lots of red, though. It's going to be predominantly red. We'll see how many people fill up the stadium, but it's going to be fun. A lot of people excited to see how some of the backups do. No depth charts so far this year, so we kind of want to see where the order is stacked there. But personally, after a sloppy start last week, I'd like to see the starters myself play a little bit longer than a lot of people are thinking coming into the game.
Today is prove it day for everybody, for every bit. Look, it's an opportunity for these two lines to work on the things that matter, right? Get the timing right, get your hands right, get your feet right, those things. Receivers, all the guys that have been sitting on the sideline because they didn't know the system or they weren't communicating. There was no chemistry. For Adrian Martinez, work on the small stuff. Work on your foot game. Now, look, this is important. This is a day where you work on the things that you told us you were good at all summer long, and now you get to show out. Running game. We get to see 3 or 4 or 5 running backs. Oh, yeah, we love that.
Go Big Red.
We love that. It's that day defensively for the front 3. You've got your rotations of 3 deep that you're ready to roll out. Work on all the stuff that you said you were good at and weren't last week.
Yeah, I mean, that's been the complaint all week, obviously, coming off the week 0 loss to Illinois, is that it just didn't look good. It looked the same, which is not good, actually, so far in the Scott Frost tenure. Got to clean up the football, and today they should have the advantages at every position when you go out there. I mean, a lot of talk about not being able to get separation at wide receiver. Well, we should see some separation today. What can you do with it? And that's another talk. I mean, I think a lot of people are coming in with the idea – FCS opponent, run the ball, lock, get out of here early, get your backups going. But I still, like, even in the passing game, I'd like to see them work on the passing game. You need to get the reps, real game reps, when you have the opportunity and when you have the advantage. Otherwise, you're just, trying to run it in practice. We've seen how much practice has helped you. You need to get these game reps in. I still don't expect them to do that. Maybe less than, 10, 15 passes for Martinez, but I wouldn't mind to see them let it fly a little bit.
Well, you're playing a team that's going to throw it around. Fordham's going to sling it around today. It's not going to be a question of whether Nebraska has the ability to do what they need to do. Will they be patient? Will they be consistent? And will they stick to it? Like, I don't need Lubick in the Magic Lab playbook. Yeah. Don't need it today. Let's do let's pick 12 plays and say we're going to use those. Those are things we're going to use to win in the Big Ten. That's what we're going to do from this point forward. Use it and go. But they'll look interesting because Fordham's going to throw it around. So I think it'll be fun if they get it right.
Yeah, I'm interested to see. I mean, a lot of expectations of a blowout today, and it probably will be. But how long can Fordham keep this game close? And if they keep it too close, how much are we freaking out going into next week? It's all certainly interesting. And people have tended to lump this Fordham and Buffalo game together as your get-right games. That Buffalo team's a little different than this Fordham team. That's going to be a test next week. And I don't know if you watched Michigan State last night, but they're probably going to have the best player on the field when Nebraska plays them. It seems like it seems like this. Because I think we've been saying this with the Big Ten West. There's no gimme games anymore. There's no gimme games. Well, look around. You might be the gimme game if you don't get it right. And so today is a get right game. They have to work on those things, look like they can play clean. And I know a lot of people are saying that's been the whole Frost tenure. It's not going to get better now, but it's been one game. To be fair, a lot of coaches don't like to open up with your big test. The Big Ten doesn't care. They're throwing your schedules out there, playing tough games today. But, there's a reason why we call it mid-season form. Can you test it as a coach a little bit? You kind of got to work out those wrinkles the first game. Not everybody has those problems, but certainly that can be a problem. And hopefully Nebraska will look better as the season goes on.
Well, the thinking that you can't get it right in week one goes against the very nature of Power 5 football. Power 5 football says, one, you had skill before you got here. You had talent. You had the star systems in place, 3, 4, and 5-star guys. You recruited them. You went deep into their family and to find out what all this stuff. And then you had the best coaches in the country. You have the best coaches in the country. So to get to game one, look, Illinois didn't have a problem getting ready for game one. And peep this, their coach was new.
Yeah.
He didn't have – he had to hit the ground running. You either make excuses or you make a way. And this program has gotten far too conveniently comfortable making excuses. Today is a no-excuse Saturday. There's no excuse for Fordham to be competitive. There's no reason for there to be mistakes. The game will be played at Nebraska's pace, not Fordham's. So if you do what you're supposed to do, which is be competent and play Big Ten Nebraska football, this day goes well. But I'm kind of in a bad boy mood today because I think this has to be a blowout, like a blowout of monumental proportions, or the other, or the other,
yeah.
And then the evil Calvin, rubbing your hands together, going, "Oh, this is going to be spectacular if they don't get this right." Look. Do all the things that you have committed to doing. Get a downhill running game. Work it out.
Yeah.
Look, but understand. Imagine this: Series 1, you're going to ground it out 3 plays, and you don't get a first down.
Oof, 3 and out. Yikes.
Imagine that.
Yeah, it's possible.
That means you've got to change the running back, right? You may have to change the receivers. You may have to change the play call set. I'm curious. What are the first 3 plays today?
Yeah.
This
usually scripted.
Right? If they're scripted, and let's say first play is, hey, Adrian, let's let you stretch this thing out a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I'd like to see that.
Right? I think I'm on that side.
Yeah.
I want Adrian to drop back on play 1, and let's see if we can get vertical.
Yeah.
Let's get crazy. Because if you're still in second and long against Fordham, you have a whole package of plays that you should be able to get through. That shouldn't be a problem. The other side, Nebraska comes out and decides they're just going to meat grind Fordham. And I would be fine with that. But if you don't get it right in Series 1, a false start, bad snap, craziness, bad decision-making, then we all have to lean. We have to sit up in our chair, grab our drink a little firmer, and buckle up. Because it gets bumpy after that.
It could be a long season, hopefully not a long day. And of course, a lot of focus on the offensive side of the ball. Only averaged 23 points per game last year, 22 points per game in week 1. But one problem that we have seen with the defensive side of the ball, and it kind of continued last week, only 1 turnover created last week. 2 if you count Cam Taylor-Britt's interception that got wiped away, but you can't count that one. And that's what I want to see today from the defense is just cause absolute havoc. Maybe Nebraska's offense isn't good enough where it can consistently score even against Fordham. That would be tough to say, but it might happen. But that defense today, you've got the talent edge. You need to be sitting in their backfield. You got guys, our boy Major Payne over there, already 2 sacks. Let's add to that today. They need to be overwhelming to where the Fordham looks at their playbook. It's like when you watch Ohio State and they have the talent edge and you just watch them spread it out. It's got to be so fun to call a game like that. For the defensive side of the ball, it should be like you are Ohio State today playing against Fordham.
Look, the size differential alone on the lines, Nebraska will be plus 40 to 60 pounds per man on either side. On either side of the ball. Now, there is some advantage to that if you're going to play the game the way it's supposed to be played. But big linemen wanting to chase around little defensive linemen doesn't always make for a fun Saturday. Look, Nebraska's more talented.
Yeah.
They're more talented. They should be better coached. They should be more comfortable in this environment. Nebraska's played in this building. They know what it's like to play in front of 90,000. There are 0 players on Fordham that have played in front of 90,000 folks at Nebraska in Memorial Stadium.
Yeah.
So, look, things have to go remarkably wrong for this not to be the party that we expect it to be. This has to be, look, come and do your thing, run the ball, be solid in running the ball, be mistake-free. If you play at your speed, you don't make mistakes. Mistakes happen from chaos, and there should be 0 chaos today.
Yeah, let's see a clean game today. Like you said, a party. We're going to have an after party after the game, so always tune into the ticket after the game to get your reaction. I'll be part of a post-game show. You'll be part of a post-game show. You're going to be giving out some nice jerseys today, so it'll be exciting. But this has been this segment has been brought to you by Barnwood and Leather. This is the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, DP, you're going to stick around. My partner in crime, Tom Stevens, your old partner in crime, will be back. We'll reconnect you guys. That's next on the A1 Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show, live at Tipsy Tina's at 8th NQ in the Haymarket. We'll be back.
Have you been to Barnwood and Leather, that new furniture store in Lincoln? It's a whole new look. If you like country, you'll love Barnwood and Leather. It's country with a kick. Rustic, yet contemporary. Handcrafted in America from historic reclaimed barnwood and the finest leather. Create your own one-of-a-kind look for a room or your whole home. Come see for yourself at Barnwood and Leather, South 14th and Dahlberg. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 5.
One host has a red beard and thinning hair. The other also has a red beard and thinning hair. One host got married over the summer. So did the other one. One is a diehard fan of a sub-500 AL Central baseball team. So is the other. Can these 2 radio hosts do a show together without getting confused as to their own identity? The same couple. Happer and Schaefer. Weekday mornings from 8 to 11 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
T.O. Haas Tire and Auto.
T.O. Haas Tire reminds you there's still plenty of summer left for one more long weekend, one more day in the sun, or one more getaway drive down your favorite road to enjoy one last stretch of summer. And we're here to help with up to $100 back on a new set of Michelin tires, including the all-new Cross Climate 2.
T.O. Haas Tire and Auto, a tradition of trust.
Tipsy Tina's Taco Cantina is the talk of the Haymarket, and for good reason. Grab a breakfast taco on game day morning or stop by for lunch or dinner for their huge variety of street taco options. They have everything from carne asada or chorizo tacos to shrimp or fish tacos to buffalo chicken and more. Plus, they have more than 140 different tequilas and tons of other beer or mixed drink options. At Tipsy Tina's, there's truly something for everyone. Make plans to stop by for any meal of the day at Tipsy Tina's Taco Cantina, 8th and Q in the Haymarket.
At Beatrice Bakery, it's not just our headline fruitcakes that are worth shouting about. Every single cake that leaves our factory is handmade and packed with passion. There's the most important cake of the day in our breakfast breads, the classic coffee cake, the cure cake, and you can even choose kosher and no added sugar alternatives. Visit them in Beatrice at 201 South 5th Street or find them all right now at beatricebakery.com. They'll deliver anywhere. Beatrice Bakery, welcome to our world of yum.
We take our college football Saturdays so seriously at 93.7 The Ticket that one post-game show simply isn't enough. Join Husker Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and DP for The Ticket postgame. 90 minutes following each Nebraska game at Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. They'll break down the game from their vantage point and bring in special guests as well, with giveaways to listeners who drop by. It's The Ticket postgame with Jay Foreman and DP at Tanner's Bar and Grill. Sponsored by Action Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning and Vinny Kreekak of State Farm Insurance.
Experiencing increased body fat, low sex drive, lack of energy, or general fatigue? Vitalize Health offers testosterone replacement therapy and peptide therapy to boost hormone levels and build muscle mass. Call Vitalize Health today at 402-413-0717 or go online to vitalizehealthne.com.
Are you sick of mindlessly running on a treadmill or the lack of motivation to consistently work out? Whatever your challenge, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping can help. Whether you want to lose weight, boost energy, or simply improve your overall health, you'll fit right in at Farrell's regardless of age or abilities. Build endurance with their kickboxing and strength training group fitness classes while also getting nutrition coaching. Try Farrell's now for a free week. Visit fxblincoln.com or call Jeff at 402-310-4026. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping.
Hi, this is Kurt, your shop manager at A1 Automotive here in downtown Lincoln. My promise to you is this: you won't find another automotive repair facility that genuinely cares about you and your vehicle. Our service is outstanding and our customer service is better. Please give me a call for all your automotive repair questions and needs. Call me at 402-477-4660. We were built on small town values, and that shows in how we treat others. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Back to the Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show on 93.7 The Ticket. And theticketfm.com. Powered by Tractor Supply Distribution Center.
Welcome back. Tipsy Tina's is where you would want to be, DP. It's at 8th and Q in the Haymarket. It's where we'll be for every single home game this year, and maybe a few road games. Probably every road game as well, because we like to eat. And they have breakfast tacos that are amazing. They have food that's incredible. They have incredible drinks, and it's the place you can watch the game. And, of course, it is brought to you all by Tractor Supply Distribution Center, now hiring for maintenance techs for all shifts in Waverly. Apply today at tractorsupplyjobs.com. We've been asking this question, DP, all week long.
Okay.
And by the way, I saw Johnny Rogers on the way here. I get out of my car. 10 steps later, there's Johnny, and I thought about hugging him because we've met several times, but, you know, he meets so many fans so many times. He's like, hey, buddy, and I could feel like,
you know,
this guy doesn't know who I am.
You know.
I still almost went up and hugged him because he was in a jovial mood, and I think most people are today because it's the first home game for Nebraska football since November 29th, 2019.
A full home game. With a crowd. Look at the Haymarket, Tom Stevens. Look at the Haymarket.
It's like I'll be later watching this game. It's kind of bloated.
You know,
it's a little bloaty.
Look at the Haymarket. We're in a giving mood. Yeah. So if you are within the sound of our voices,
our sexy voices.
Yeah,
that's right, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Come on, baby.
Yeah,
come on up to us and say
come
hi.
on by and say
That's
hi.
right.
We have a pair of tickets for today's game.
That's right.
We have a pair of tickets. So within the sound of you can hear this and you can get to us, we have a pair of tickets for you, and we will give them to you simply because we're really nice guys.
We're not going to give them to somebody who already has tickets to the game.
Well, if you don't have tickets, if you already have tickets, you don't need tickets.
That's right. If you have tickets,
we have tickets for people who want tickets and need tickets.
Do you want tickets? Do you need tickets?
Do you need tickets?
Should we make them come up and explain it to us
like,
live?
Just he can yell at us and tell. Okay, do you need tickets?
Yeah,
you need tickets, right? Those guys. Okay, so talk to me. We need to. I tell you what. So we got two people.
So this is like Judge DP.
This is Judge DP. So I need to.
You got to make your case.
We'll do a dance off. That's what we'll do.
A dance off.
Oh, look, come back! Don't run away. I could be there for you. We could have made it work.
It doesn't have to be a good dance.
That's the point.
Right.
He bailed.
That's right.
He bailed.
I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that.
I won't dance.
That's sad. Yeah. Who's the best dancer? I want the worst dancer.
No, yeah, we need the best dancer and the worst dancer. Oh, that's pretty bad.
That's not good.
That's pretty.
Elaine Bennis would think that's bad.
Yeah. Who's the best dancer of the bunch?
All right.
See,
it doesn't.
I'm just saying, we have the pair of tickets. If somebody's willing to show out and dance, we will give you these tickets.
I like that hat. That's a nice hat.
That's a great looking hat.
That guy in that hat dancing right
head.
Here.
He's got a head like Sputnik. That guy.
Yeah. That's the biggest hat I've ever seen in my life.
Pointy. It's going to be fantastic. Now, so again, we're going to give these away. Hang tight. Right. If we don't get a better performance, the tickets are yours. So we have the 2 tickets. We just need to come and shake your booty a little bit. Right. This is how we're going to do this.
Shake, shake, shake.
This guy looks like he can dance. He looks like he look at that. See, that's what I'm talking.
It's all upper body. He didn't use the lower body.
That is
all
spectacular. That is spectacular, though.
It's the old guy dance.
That is fantastic.
I think he's young.
That is fantastic.
I think he already has tickets, though.
So, all of you guys. So, any of you guys have tickets, and you just need 2, or you all have tickets? Who has tickets?
Who has tickets? Who doesn't have tickets?
Who doesn't have tickets?
We don't have tickets.
Okay, if you don't have tickets,
they're just down here for.
But see, you're hiding from us. Come on.
Come on. He's got a drink in his hand. Can he dance and drink at the same time?
Right.
It's not an adult beverage. It's a
right. That's why you have to help pay for that. You have to help pay for that. We'll do that. We have a pair of tickets. We give them away. It just requires a little booty shake. That's all
right.
we're saying.
We've already gotten a bit from people who already had tickets and they were willing to dance.
Come on up. We'll give you these tickets. Come on up. We'll give you these. We'll do that. See, we're givers. We're givers.
We're lovers.
We're givers. And Tom, here's for the record. We actually have another pair.
We do.
We actually have another pair because I'm cool like that.
That's right.
I'm cool like that.
You're like Bob
I'm
Barker.
cool like
you just
that.
like pulling stuff out of nowhere.
Well, that's the beauty of it. You just like wave your hand.
Down.
You just wave your hand, and we get that in. What's your name, man? Andrew.
Hey, Andrew.
Go enjoy the game, man.
Thanks
enjoy the game.
Thanks for coming by.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Go do that. Yeah. So, and we have another pair that we'll give out before we leave. But if you have tickets, don't ask. If you need tickets, ask. If you need tickets, ask. If you have tickets and you just want to be greedy and go scalp and get beer money, don't do that. Don't do that to go get beer money. That would be rude.
Yeah.
And there could be 2 more Husker fans in the building.
Who hasn't done that? I mean, you need a beer.
And
you're down to your last $2.
I only speak to it because I know. I've been there.
You've seen this.
I've been there. I've been that dude. Tom, what are we looking for today?
I'm looking for, obviously, like a lot of other people. I'm disappointed because we talked to Evan Bland of the Omaha World Herald. He says 35-13. I think Jake said 38-17. My brother did the poem. He sends me a poem every week about Nebraska football.
You read it? Let's go.
I
Let's
already
read it.
read it. You want to read it again?
Let's read it.
The Huskers play the Fordham Rams, the first home game of the year. Week 1 was not kind to us. Husker Nation shed a tear. We need a feel-good win or 2 to get us back on track and just keep moving forward. No reason to look back. Nebraska 38-17. He's a bad poet, but he sends me these every week, and I can read them on the air.
If it's 38-17, we leave disappointed.
I'm very disappointed.
That's not enough.
It's got to be 70-0.
You're favored by 41, maybe 42 points. Like, how is that? How is a 3-touchdown win enough?
And Selma Murda, I want to say, a Nebraska school scored 100 points last night in a football game.
Nice.
It was a 100-6. I want to see 101-6.
Like, I think I'm fully in this that if it's not a 70-0 game, I think Nebraska should just leave at halftime.
Right. And they got to do one better than Buffalo.
If they haven't scored 42 points at halftime, look, we need to reassess.
Yeah.
I want Fordham. I want the players to just take off their uniforms at halftime and refuse to come back out. I think that's
fantastic. Have you ever seen that at a football game? Like where they just just stick a white flag out of the tunnel and just start waving it.
Oh, let me tell you, I was once in a game in Virginia, and we thought we were actually pretty good, but we knew we were playing the best team in the state. Tom Stevens, in a ridiculous rainstorm.
Yeah,
we were losing 51-0 at halftime. And we were in the locker room praying to God Please let there be thunder. Please give us some thunder and lightning so we don't have to go back out there and God hurt us.
Well, they do that before, Hoosiers or Rudy. There's always a halftime speech. And yours was to not have to go back out there. There's most halftime speeches are give us the power, the strength to win this game, to make a big comeback. Yours was don't let us go back out there, God, please.
No, give me thunder, flood, flash flood,
anything.
Fading some injuries.
That's
like
right.
we went to the we asked the official if he wanted something like some alcohol, like it was not pretty.
You just take a knee the rest of the
It was brutal. It was brutal. It was brutal. So yeah, I would look. I'm firmly on the side that Nebraska needs to run it up. They need to show up. It needs to be a battle of who has the best day.
Yeah.
Like I want it to be super difficult to decide who the player of the game was.
Well, the players of the game better be that offensive line for me. They just got their grades this week from Pro Football Focus, and they were atrocious. Actually, the one guy that did okay, according to Pro Football Focus, it was in pass pro. It was Cam Jurgens, but he still had the one play where he throws it over his quarterback's head. And yeah, I know Adrian made up for it and got a first down ultimately, but that costs you big. It costs you confidence within your team whenever you do that. This offensive line has to. I think the defensive line is going to be okay. I don't think they're going to be dominant, but I think you're going to be fine.
They better be dominant.
I mean, this year, not just this game.
Okay.
But yeah, the defensive line today better be dominant. But more than anything, if Nebraska is going to win 6 games, and I think that's what we're all pointing to as the goal at this point, you're going to have to be carried by that offensive line. Those running backs are so young. It's going to be a learning curve for those guys. Adrian has to be great, but the offensive line has to show us that there's an identity, and that's what we're looking for with Nebraska football is some sort of identity.
Can we say how sad it is that 6 is the target? 6 wins is the target.
It's very sad.
Like this is where,
but it was going to be DP was going to be tough even if they beaten Illinois, because of what we see every week, just silliness. It's nonstop silliness, and we can't trust that that's ever going to go away until we actually see it. And how can you pick even 6 at this point, having seen what you saw last week?
Well, again, 3- and 4-star athletes up and down the roster, right? We understand it. Former national coach of the year candidate, right? Yep. We know what this is. One of the blue blood programs in all of America, right?
All the resources.
All the resources, all the great facilities, right? Best fan base in the country.
Absolutely.
Right?
I think this proves it.
Right? So I don't where's the gap? Where's the hole?
The gap is
like it makes no sense to me that this offensive line in a day where they're going to be plus 40, 50 pounds a man on either side of the ball, linebackers who are as big as the linemen.
But even if they win 70-7, people aren't going to be happy this week.
No, I'll be happy.
I'll
throw confetti.
Okay, you passed the test.
Here's
the next test. Congratulations, passing grade is what I would write on the paper, and you move on to next week, and then I would say prove it again, because it's been a while since Nebraska's won, 3 in a row, 2 in a row. It doesn't happen very often in Nebraska football as well. You've got to prove it to me right now because of what happened last week. You got to, and what's happened throughout the tenure of the Scott Frost era. It is 12 and 21 that we're talking about. Because of that, you're on probation. You're on probation every single week until I see something that's consistent.
Double secret probation?
Double secret probation.
Scott Frost is on double secret probation.
I don't know that Tom Stevens has the power to do that with Scott Frost. Probably I'd have to check with Trev Alberts.
Dean Stevens?
That's right. Dean Wormer Stevens.
Dean Wormer Stevens.
That's right.
I think every fan would simply say yes. Yes, that, look, perform today at your highest level. Reassess. Give us a week of respite. Give us a week to celebrate, enjoy what football could and should look like in Lincoln, Nebraska. And then we'll load up again, and you have the opportunity to make us proud or shame us next week at home against Buffalo.
Yeah, which is going to be a tough game. I mean, a 60, I don't care who you play. 69 points is impressive, and they did that against Wagner. And then you beat Buffalo, and then you've got another test. You go on to Norman, and I think the test there is be competitive, play hard, don't make a lot of mistakes, play clean football again, and we'll see where it goes. Maybe you're in the quarter.
Win the game.
Win the game would be nice, but maybe you're in the game. Just be in the game in the fourth quarter, and maybe you pass that test as well.
50.
I would say 50.
Half 100. That Bobby Bowden, the late great Bobby Bowden, would say Nebraska needs to win by half 100.
Yeah. Hang 100 on them.
Hang half 100 on them.
Yep.
Listen. This is your day to get even, to get right, to get better, and all those things in play are required. It's set up for you. This is why, look, you went through the battle to get them on your schedule, to get it this week, to give up a bye week, to put yourself in place so you can have a productive week. Some guys, you pay back some guys who go to practice and don't get to play in games, right? Guys who you have question marks about. Time to answer some questions. Like, we'll be able to say from this point forward, we'll know whether Savion Morris can play and be productive. We'll know what Omar Manning will look like in a pass game that will feature him and actually give him targets. We'll know what this offensive line looks like when they should be able to get downhill and be consistent in it. Today is the quiz.
Right.
Today's the quiz. It's not a pop quiz. Today's the quiz, and it will answer a whole lot of questions for us.
Yeah, more than anything, we didn't get a depth chart before the Illinois game. We still have not received a depth chart. Maybe you did. It was probably emailed to you because you're a big shot. But I didn't get one. So I would like to know who the backup quarterback is. I'd like to know who actually is the third-team running back, because it's not even Savion Morrison. It's Ramir Johnson. We saw the first two guys. Marquise Stepp obviously played a lot. Gabe Irvin got the start. The third guy in was Ramir Johnson. So we thought the top three were Savion. And then they said that Ramir is probably better in pass pro. We got behind, so we used Ramir. Just things like that.
How is that possible, though? Like, how is Savion? How is it possible that Savion Morris couldn't help you in the pass game? I thought the bill of sale was going into this thing that these backup running backs all did those things well. And not good enough to put you in it. Yeah, that's crazy.
We keep hearing the word trust, and can we trust them to be in the game? And you got to prove it in practice. And I agree with all that, but it's your job in part to get these guys ready during the week of practice to make sure they're ready for a game.
Don't you want to ask, like, what are you guys doing in practice?
Yeah. Well, I've been asking that question for 3 years.
How are they not ready for Saturdays? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Again, 3- and 4-star guys that you actually went and found, brought them here, trained them every day for 9 months.
Yep.
25-0, back-to-back national championships. That's a good-looking shirt. That's a great-looking shirt. For you guys passing by, if there's people, are there anybody walking by that doesn't have tickets? It doesn't have tickets. Okay, they have their tickets. They have their tickets.
They've got their tickets.
You got your tickets.
No, you don't. Okay, well,
you
come on up. We got tickets.
We'll give you tickets.
No,
because we're cool like that.
Oh. And because you like
free.
the shirt?
For free. We're absolutely for free.
What do I got to do? No more
for
dancing.
Free. Well, we made the guys before you dance. We're not going to ask you to dance.
Oh, and she volunteered to dance.
She volunteered. Come get your tickets. I'm
Serious.
absolutely serious. Come get your tickets. There's no joke. Come get your tickets. That's how we get down at 93.7 The Ticket. We're givers.
We are at Tipsy Tina's in the Haymarket, 8th and Q. DP just gave away tickets, and they were willing to dance. They did the dance.
That's what we do. We're nice enough.
They could dance if they wanted.
In the words,
have fun.
Enjoy yourself.
Go Big Red.
Enjoy the game.
Enjoy
it. No, this is what we
do. They actually did not have tickets, so that worked out really well. They had their Husker gear on. They were walking to the game. They were probably planning to buy tickets, and yet they landed in the perfect spot to get free tickets.
We're a community station. This is what we're here for.
As you said, we're givers. We're lovers.
Yeah.
Not fighters.
No.
So outside of score, we talked a lot about score and clean football.
Okay.
What can Nebraska really gain? Because we've heard that. It doesn't matter. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Love that guy. Love that guy. What do you expect to learn from today's game? Because we've heard over and over, it really doesn't matter what you do the next 2 weeks.
Go
Huskers.
Huskers.
The true test. So what can we learn today?
Okay. Did Adrian Martinez improve? Did his footwork improve? Did he get rid of the yips, right?
Yeah.
All of those things. To find out what the real passing game plan is, your method of attack. When you're free from resistance, what do? You'll find out. It's what they show against air every week in practice. We'll get to see that today. We'll get to see defensively, ideally, what's their scheme? Who do they like sending after the quarterback? Can the big three in the middle get home without Feldarius and guys coming off the edge, right? Caleb Tanner, Feldarius gave him good work off the edge. But can the big three in the middle on a regular basis get home and get pressure on a quarterback that really is just going to stand back there and sling it? Can you run fit at a high level without giving up defensive coverage. Run fits are important today. Let's see how that works out. They weren't happy with the run fits last week. Let's see what they are this week. And then in the secondary, you get to use some of the guys that we can go deep into the depth chart. You'll get to see some of the guys that transferred in. You'll get to see the future of the program, and it'll be good to see. Let's see. And maybe the most important thing, special teams. Can you actually be productive and successful on special teams today against a Fordham teams whose special teams aren't good?
No, I agree with all of that.
They're not good.
That's kind of where I am as well. Clean football, special teams. Don't do your job. Do your job at a high level. Don't try to do your job and 3 other guys' job as well. Do your run fits. Execute. No turnovers. Play clean football. All of those things that we've expected and begged for. Maybe you gain some sort of identity. I want to see it run it 45 times, 50 times. I want to see 70-7. But more than that, I just want to see clean football. Don't try to be who you aren't. And I don't know what Nebraska's trying to be yet, but I hope it's execute, play clean football, be efficient.
Well, I want to see Austin Allen as an offensive threat, like a viable threat against a small defense. You have Austin Allen, who should help Adrian Martinez become the quarterback we expect him to be. A big 6'8" tight end against Fordham.
Right.
Like let's get Hickman some work at the other tight end. Let's get him to route combinations work. Look, and let's get into the Xavier Betts, the Alante Browns. Let's get to that level of it and see what they can do. Well, we have a pretty good idea that we think from a talent base, from a talent level, they're good enough to play Power 5 football. Today is an answer because it at least gives them, some success and confidence, right? We can see what that is. It gives them reps, live reps, which are different than practice reps, and then engage the fan base. I would also ask this. Pay attention to when Nebraska has success, will they stay true to themselves?
Yes.
Don't get cocky. Don't get arrogant. I don't need personal fouls because you're being a bully and beating up on. No, do your job, and that's enough. I don't need the celebrations. I don't need, we don't need targeting hits today because we simply are going to take it out on folks. That will tell you about the character and integrity of this team. Pay attention to those penalties. Those penalties cannot happen today.
And it's not like they happened at, a wide range last week. I think they had 47 yards of penalties, but when they did get one, it was catastrophic.
Yeah.
And that's the problem sometimes is the timing of all of this. This segment brought to you by Tractor Supply Distribution Center, now hiring for maintenance techs for all shifts in Waverly. Apply today at tractorsupply.jobs. We have to get out of here at 27, so give me your breakdown and your score today.
I hate doing scores. I hate it with a passion because
they're favored by 40.5. Does that sound right?
It sounds right. As a matter of fact, it sounds low. 43.5.
He says 43.5.
It sounds low.
Do I have a 44?
Drink responsibly. That's fantastic. That's a great shirt. That's a great looking shirt. The spread's irrelevant. Win each drive. Win each possession. It's simple. Defensively, line up, do your job for the sequence and the series. Honor your minutes, honor your plays, honor your reps. If you're Adrian Martinez, honor your reps. Handle your business defensively. Listen how simple this can be for guys to come out. Just do your job. And each rep, everybody gets paid. You can walk home happy. Hey, market a party through the rest of Sunday.
I want Nebraska to be really vanilla. Base defenses, base offense. Don't show them anything for next week in Buffalo, and also prove that you don't need to, that you can beat these guys and beat them badly. It should be, a 28-point lead at least at halftime, and you can do it without showing anything.
Oh, no, I want to show some stuff. I need to see Omar Manning on a vert route. I need to see some, no.
You want it all.
Oh,
you want all the cake.
Like, first play, look, Adrian, drop back.
Okay.
Omar Manning, stretch.
Right.
Let's get it in.
Triple reverses, flickers.
Look, man, if you can do it clean.
That's right. Fake punts.
Look, this is the glorified practice that you need. This is a live drill. Get it in, man. Get it in.
We got to get out. My final score today is Nebraska finally covers a spread of 49-7. 49-7. Nebraska, I'd like to see.
Well, he said the spread's 43.5 now, though.
Yeah, it's 41. I haven't seen a 43. Have you seen 43.5, Jake? Is that what it's up to? I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's 41.5.
Okay.
Nebraska wins 49-7,
Okay.
and they just destroy this team. And Logan Smothers has a big second half, is what I'm predicting.
I kind of dig that. We need to see. We need to see the Smothers.
All right. We got to get out. Come on down, though, and watch the game here at Tipsy Tina's every single week. And we're going to be here every home game. 8th and Q in the Haymarket is the ticket pregame show.
T.O. Haas Tire reminds you there's still plenty of summer left for one more long weekend, one more day in the sun, or one more getaway drive down your favorite road to enjoy one last stretch of summer. And we're here to help with up to $100 back on a new set of Michelin tires, including the all-new Cross Climate 2.
T.O. Haas Tire and Auto, a tradition of trust.
Have you been to Barn Wooden Leather, that new furniture store in Lincoln? It's a whole new look. If you like country, you'll love Barn Wooden Leather. It's country with a kick. Rustic, yet contemporary. Handcrafted in America from historic reclaimed barnwood and the finest leather. Create your own one-of-a-kind look for a room or your whole home. Come see for yourself at Barn Wooden Leather, South 14th and Dahlberg. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 5.
Experience an increased body fat, low sex drive, lack of energy, or general fatigue? Vitalize Health offers testosterone replacement therapy and peptide therapy to boost hormone levels and build muscle mass. Call Vitalize Health today at 402-413-0717.